Trevor Bauer, he won the NL Cy Young Award, so it got us thinking about notable free agent Trevors. And Bauer's going to get paid, no doubt. Trevor May, he just got paid, agreed to a 2-year deal with the Mets for just over $15 million. And Trevor Rosenthal was back, folks, after he left the Cardinals a couple years back. Mike Matheny in Kansas City brought him back to resuscitate his career, and then he got moved to the Padres and pitched very well in 2020. And back with the Ron and Dan, I am Fran. Let's talk first about Trevor May, a guy you're going to see with the Mets. What is he going to bring to that bullpen?
Well, he's been trending great. When you think about what he did in the COVID year of 2020, averaged almost 15 strikeouts every 9 innings. So he has upped that. The Mets need him for the 7th or 8th inning to retire people or to come in with people on base and get a strikeout. How has he done it? Well, he's done it by throwing his 4-seamer and slider. He's become more of a 2-pitch pitcher. He used to throw some changeups, some 2-seamers, and a curveball. All of those he's really chucked. For the 4-seamer and slider, he's gotten tighter spin. He's had the ability to throw it behind in the count for strikes. And that's why you're seeing the numbers that you saw from last year, up to 15 strikeouts for every 9 innings pitched. That is a weapon the Mets can use late in games.
Yeah, and he struck out about 40% of the guys that he faced a year ago, Ron. Also, it just shows you how the game is cyclical because he started elevating his fastball as well. So, you know, the game just comes in cycles.
Well, when he started his career, he was more of a starter. Like they thought he was going to be a starter, maybe a guy for the bullpen. He used to sink it, slide it, curve it, had a 4-pitch mix. Now he just concentrates on the 2, and the 2 are good enough.
Now, what about Rosenthal? He's back.
This is the guy you're like, when you saw him pitch this year, you're like, is that the guy that was with the Cardinals that was closing out games?
Right.
Same guy.
Who threw 100?
He's back. And, you know, we started to hear whispers of it, Fran, in spring training at camp with the Royals in Arizona, that there were a lot of good things being said about Trevor Rosenthal, that he refound his velocity, and more importantly, he refound his confidence. So he starts the year out with the Royals, and all of a sudden at the trade deadline, the Padres acquire this guy. And much like Drew Pomeranz a couple of years ago, it's amazing how 4 weeks or 6 weeks you can reestablish yourself and the entire industry looks at you in a different way. I look at it this way. His stuff was so good at the end of the season and in October. 98 to 100 miles an hour, nasty, hard breaking ball, and more importantly, that swagger was back, that command was back. I'd have to think, Fran, that there are at least 20 bullpens in baseball. The Mets might be one. They've had some issues with Edwin Diaz in the 9th inning. He could fill a lot of needs for a lot of teams, and he's not just a 9th inning guy. He's one of those guys you could use like a Josh Hader, as a Devin Williams. Use him in the 7th, use him in the 8th. He's pitched in multiple roles. He's not just a 9th inning guy who's used to napping for the first 6 innings, walking out to the bullpen. He could fill a lot of roles. His stock is going way up again.
Yeah, and don't you think the comp with Trevor May is spot on? Is that he looks like a guy that you could get maybe 2 years for the same kind of cost?
No doubt about it.
He had a great moment in the postseason. Padres taking on the Cardinals, and he ended up getting Yadier Molina to close out one of the games. And Yadi raised him, you know, when he was in St. Louis. And he said he was a little nervous about facing Yadi. Yadi was giving him a hard time.
He shouldn't have raised him as well.
Yeah, that's right.